In this segment, we're going to discuss the working set exchange. The working set exchange is a system by which you can take the working set that's currently in your system and exchange it with another working set. And this is, of course, a method by which you will calibrate your old one and your new one against each other just to make sure that the transfer is seamless and that you have maintained your traceability and there's no great surprises in the overall system. And so in order to do that, you have your whole set in here, which is, of course, from 0.1 ohm all the way up to 10 meg ohm. And then you'll have the one that you're going to put into your rack when you're done, which is here from 0.1 ohm to 10 meg ohm as well. And there's a lot of connections for this, so to save time, I've already connected this unit in advance. And you can see here that basically I'm using a lot of channels, and they're all connected with C1 to C1, P1 to P1, C2 to C2, and P2 to P2 for all respective channels. And these channels, of course, will correspond to the channels that are assigned inside the utility. Another thing that's very important to make sure that you do address when you run this utility is that the resistor elements, these are typically ovenized and they're heated. So they have a system which the temperature remains stable within them. The system will come to you cold, and so the first thing you'll want to do is make sure that you've plugged it in and that you're running it plugged in for at least 24 hours so that it maintains temperature stability. The one in the rack has already been sitting there like this for a year, so it's already stabilized. However, the one coming into you will be cold, so you'll want to make sure that it's warmed up appropriately, and then you'll go ahead and connect it and be on your way to making the tests. So we're going to open up a utility and go through it from here. So in the plugins menu, go to working set exchange, the utility pops up. Has a similar interface to all the other utilities, of course, with quite a few more fields, because this is actually the largest amount of resistors you'll probably be ever connecting at one time. And you load in all your resistor profiles. So once you've loaded all the resistor profiles, essentially you will be prepared to go ahead and click on the start button to begin the test. However, I really recommend strongly that you want to use the preview mode first. So in enabling the preview mode over here, done that, and then clicking on the start button, we'll run the test at an accelerated rate so that you can verify that all your connections are good. It'll just do like 10 samples and do it at a shorter reversal rate, which means a faster speed measurement. This way you can just make sure that all your connections are good. With 36 different wires being connected here, there's a high probability that you might have got one wrong or a connection's still a bit loose. So it's a good way to check it out. It only takes like an hour at most to go through all the connections just to make sure everything's perfectly good for the pre-screen. And then you would take it out of preview mode and run it the proper way, which of course will take well over 24 hours. So this process being as long as it is, you want to make sure everything's correct. And then hit the start button, walk away, and it'll be ready for you by the next morning. So once the test is completed, you will want to review your results. And to do that, you just click on the report button, and of course you can view the current data. And what it'll do is it'll show, of course, the calibrated value for every one of the resistor elements of your new system. Because what you're doing is this new system here has a set of traceable numbers, and you're actually transferring the traceable numbers to your new rack exchange from your old one. And the numbers you get here should fall in line with what you expect in history. You would take it out and then put the new one in, and this just allows you to get a round robin in a substitution system. And basically review results, and if you're happy with your results, you would just check off all the boxes here and update all your resistor profiles, and then you'll have new charted values to keep for the rest of the year. And after that, you're done.